It is Tuesday, fresh out the shower. I'll get my shave on tomorrow because I don't go to work until Thursday. So today is basically my Saturday. And like usual, I got to get my reflection walk on before Tuesday content starts. And today I wanted to talk about this. The biggest takeaway from the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, the biggest takeaway for me is the fact that now we get to see people's true colors. We get to see how demonic these people that we allowed around us for a long period of time, we get to see their demonic behaviors in action. Whether it's people that you're friends with on Facebook, you follow on Instagram, even some people that you watch on YouTube that you subscribe to their channel. These people who continually mock Charlie Kirk's death and assassination and try to justify it because they do not agree with his traditional values or holding the mirror up to the black community and tell the black community that we must do better as far as making sure that our kids are raised in a two-parent household and stop making excuses and complaining and relying on the government to give us handouts or reparations does not justify this behavior that people are displaying, okay? These are the same demonic people that will be at your church, front row and center. They'll be at any type of Christian concert or some form of get together or conference. It'll be the same type of people that bought a first class ticket to these things, right? VIP and everything. And they're your friends. They're your family. They're people who you think you trust, that you're supposed to trust, and they're not. They're not at all. They're demonic creatures. Okay, they're sheep in wolf's clothing. And you decide to continue to hang out with these people, knowing the fact that they are behaving in this manner when somebody gets assassinated in front of the whole world to see. You are going to continue to be around these people? I know I'm not. And I'm glad that everybody is revealing themselves now, because now I know who to separate myself from, who I should not associate myself with. Because anybody that is celebrating the death of somebody, the assassination of somebody for no reason, because of different views, I don't want to be friends with those people, because who knows what they would do to me if they don't agree with my ideology. What will they do to me if we have a disagreement? I don't want to be around those type of people. It's okay to have a difference of opinion. It's okay to, think however you want. But what's not okay is to act out being a demon and having that negativity just spread like wildfire, and you continue to push that hate. Tuesday content starts right now. Good day, good people. It's AT Malone, the first in my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now, I hope you guys enjoy my reflection walk this week. That was really on my mind the last few days, and being on social media, seeing how evil and demonic people are, even on my friends list, people that I thought I was cool with, that we shared the same values, we actually do not at all. And it's good that I get to see how these people truly are. The veil has been lifted, and I get to see them for the demonic creatures that they are and how they've been living. And I'm glad that I'm taking the time to separate myself from these people, because who wants to be around negative people all the time? Who wants to be around people they cannot trust? Who wants to be around people that will turn on you because you do not believe in the same things that they do, or if you have a difference of opinion, or if you stand on a different side of the aisle that they do? No. I'm the type of person that looks at people for who they genuinely are. Even if our politics do not align, I'm looking at you as a person. If you are a good-spirited person, a good hearted person, if you have integrity and ethics and you are a man of your word, a woman of your word, I'm going to rock with you regardless if you are a Republican, independent, or a Democrat. But what I will not do is be around demonic creatures who celebrate people's death, knowing damn well that a lot of the things that Charlie Kirk said was the truth. You might not have liked it. It might not have made you feel good, but it was the truth. And I love people who are honest. This is why I can respect a racist that is out in the open with it, not these hidden racists that hide behind a keyboard. No, I will respect the person saying, I don't like a black person, or I don't like a Asian person, Hispanic person, even a white person, if they're out in the open with it. Now, that don't mean that I'm gonna rock with you, because I ain't gonna fuck with you, because I don't deal with people that are racist and that are bigoted. All right, I don't do that. All right, I believe that we all are human beings. We all breathe the same air. Nobody is better than the next person. Okay, so separate yourself from these demonic creatures, because if you continue to allow them to be into your life, they will infect you, because those type of people are cancerous. And we live in an era where people are hive-minded. Echo chambers are surrounding us right now. And if a lot of people say and do certain things, you just got people following them. They'll be spewing the same type of information and rhetoric out of their mouth. So you got to do your best to get out of that echo chamber and look at what's right and what's wrong, okay? And the people that are over here celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination still, those are demons. Stay away from those people. And guess what? I'm glad y'all are losing y'all's job too, because that is pure evil. And who wants to have an employee that's evil like that, all right? So enough about that. You know why we are here. It is Tuesday, and we are on the richest man who ever lived, King Solomon's secret to success, wealth, and happiness. And we are finally on chapter 3. I'm so excited about this. And the chapter is titled The Activity That Creates Extraordinary Success. And it starts off with this: where there is no vision, the people perish. And that is Proverbs 29:18. And this is the second time that I'm actually reading this book. For all of you new viewers here, people who are newly subscribed to the channel, this is the second time. And I actually had this proverb highlighted because it hit close to home. Now, as you know, this is a male single father centric channel. And the reason why this channel is so important for the world is because you do not see a lot of single fathers out in display. You don't see how we live and the things that we go through on a regular basis, because it is very tough. And without me having vision, everything would affect my son directly. And I have to always think ahead. Thank God, God has given me the gift of foresight. So I'm always preparing. I'm always writing down my future goals and checking them off. I'm always making sure that things are taken care of around this house. And just think, if I didn't have that vision, my son would not be so exceptional the way that he is. I would not be investing so much time and money and energy spending on him and with him. This is why he is above the rest of the people in his class, and he will continue to do that, because not only do I have vision for myself, I have vision for him. And without me having vision for him, he would be a mediocre, degenerate student, kid, whatever you want to call it. All right. So this chapter will be focused on our own personal power source to drive us to our distant and even impossible dreams. A power source that can transform a little bit of fuel into a tremendous amount of power. It can enable a first grade dropout to receive more patents than anyone in history. It empowered a 52-year-old salesman of milkshake machines to quit his job and create the most successful restaurant franchise system in the world. This power source not only generates momentum, it provides direction as well. As Solomon's power source is vision and his fuel is hope. Now we're going to talk about the incredible power of vision and hope. Now, Solomon's concept of vision and hope is radically different from our contemporary concept of these words. To Solomon, vision and hope are both tangible and precise. Now, we're going to get into vision. Now, most people look at vision as vague and abstract. To be more successful, for an example, wealthier. But to Solomon, vision isn't as abstract as people make it seem. Now, true vision is like using a highway atlas, having a clear, perfect picture of an ultimate destination and a detailed roadmap to get there. So it's basically saying this. Solomon looks at vision kind of like how we do a business plan, okay? When you have an idea and you want people to invest into your idea, you have to write up a business plan, and you have to be so detail oriented so the people who are investing in it get a clear vision of where you're trying to build and where you're trying to take the company. I'll give you another example. Even me, doing this content creation, the first thing I had to figure out is what type of content am I posting? What type of demographic am I trying to attract? When I find that demographic, what do they actually want to see? And as you see, I am spread across throughout a lot of different markets. I got my anime TV show stuff that I do, my WWE stuff, my DIY stuff. I do my workout videos. And then, I do my motivation, self-help stuff too, like this one that I'm doing right now. A lot of people don't like to read books like that, and they like to do the audible thing. This is something different that I personally have not seen on social media at all. So I decided to do that. But I had a vision. I had to have those building blocks to build this channel up. And it's continuing to grow right now. So it allows me to know that I'm doing the right things. But before I even got to this point, I had to map out exactly how I was going to structure this. All right. And it's like this too. Everybody wants to be rich, right? But you can't just shoot up to wealth. You have to build up to it. Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices in order to save your money so you can take that money to invest it and build wealth that way. But a lot of people don't want to sit there and cut their spending. They don't want to live way below their means. They're not willing to sacrifice to get wealthy. They're not willing to put it all on the line in order to build wealth or build a company or whatever have you. All right. So you have to talk about gaining a clear vision of what you want to achieve before you begin the pursuit of your achievements. And now we're going to go into a matter of life and death. Now, Solomon claims that having well-defined vision is so important that without it, our innermost being will begin to waste away. You'll go from joy to sustenance to depression and ultimately despair. Now, this sounds terrible, but this happens on a regular basis. Think about when you got your first job. You were so enthusiastic about it, and then you start working it for a period of time, and that enthusiasm slowly starts disintegrating and going away. And then you go from being so excited to wake up in the morning and go to work to earn a paycheck to, oh, I gotta go to work, I don't feel like working. That's exactly what this is talking about. And this is why you have to have that same enthusiasm as if it's your first day of work. But a lot of people are not looking at going to a company and moving up the corporate ladder or whatever, ladder it is in your company. They just go in there to just work. But you need to have vision when you do start that job. That way you remain enthusiastic. Plus, you are working so you can pay your bills, okay? We cannot afford to lose our jobs right now because there's not a whole bunch of jobs that's just readily available for us. It should be next year though, man. But anyways, the joy of living gets replaced by just getting by. This is why Solomon says, where there is no vision, people perish. This proverb applies to each area in our lives, even job-wise, like I said before. So I'll give you a quick story. The company that I worked at, or that I'm working at right now, I'm already visualizing getting up out of there in the future, but we're talking about the present. So when I went ahead and signed a contract and got put on by this company or got hired by this company, I started off as a press operator, screen printing, but that was not what my ultimate goal was. My ultimate goal was working myself out of manual labor. And it took me years in order to do that because I wanted to get me a nice cushy desk job where I'm getting paid for my ideas instead of my manual labor. And it took me about 8 years to achieve that, but I had vision. I never stopped. And now I have my own office. laptop and I'm doing this all day. I'm looking at metrics and spreadsheets all day, and I'm not behind the press loading shirts on, taking ink out, burning screens, washing out screens, cleaning screens, getting all dirty and smelling like chemicals anymore. So you have to have vision no matter what. All right. So where are we? All right, cool. All right, we back on track. Now, the difference a vision makes, and tell you guys a little story. In 1879, a cafe saloon owner named James Ritty received a patent on mechanical cash registers that he designed to keep his employees from stealing. He was only able to sell a few hundred after creating a company to hold the patent. A merchant named John Patterson offered him $6,500 for his company and its patented invention. James took the offer. James and other merchants thought he was a sucker for purchasing a failing company and the patent, but John had vision. Before he died, he sold more than 22 million cash registers, and his company became one of the most influential sales and marketing companies of all time. The company was named NCR, and one out of every 6 CEOs have received their initial training from NCR, even the founder of IBM, Thomas Watson. Now, what a slap in the face is that when you had an idea that you could not visualize taking it to the next level, and you sold yourself short to somebody else who had a bigger vision than the one that you had. That would kill me. If I had this awesome idea, but it was just the idea. I didn't think about how I could scale this idea and maximize its full potential. But then I got an outsider that sees more vision than what I created and is making millions and millions of dollars off of my idea. This is why when you create something, you got to feel yourself. You got to have that confidence, but also that roadmap on, okay, this is a good idea. How can I generate millions, if not billions of dollars off of it? Even if you got to bring in people that see your vision. See, me personally, I would have partnered up with this guy and say, hey, you must see something that I don't. What do you see? And then y'all could have went into a partnership together, and both of y'all could have made millions of dollars. So stupid on him. All right. So now we're at the point to where we need to know, how can you gain a vision for your top priorities, which is a vision mapping process. Now, there's 5 steps to this process, and it's designed to increase your productivity and raise the level of achievement in any endeavor, project, or areas in your life which it is applied. Now, I'm gonna pull out this book and read it because I did not feel like writing this whole thing down. So we're gonna go through it, all right? I'm gonna try not to mess up because these damn braces be kicking my butt. 1 is starting with your most important dream in any given area. Write a clear and precise description of that dream. This description should be at least a sentence or 2, but no more than a single page. If possible, try to draw or find a picture that provides you with an image or symbol of which fulfilling this dream might look like. 2, create a goals page for that specific dream. To do this, state the dream at the top of the page, then make a list of the specific intermediate goals that need to be achieved to fulfill that dream. This step converts your dreams into specific goals. 3, create a page for each goal and label those pages goals to steps. On each page, list the intermediate goal you want to achieve, then list the steps that need to be taken to achieve that goal. 4, next, take any complex step in your list of steps that requires the completion of more than one task and create a steps to task page. List the specific task that needs to be completed to take that step. And 5, the final step in this process is to assign completion dates to each task and step. Once you've done that, you are ready to begin. Now you can work on achieving each goal, one task or step at a time. Complete each step one by one until you have achieved your dream. These steps are pretty easy to do, guys. It just takes time and it just takes effort. If you really want to achieve certain goals in your lives, That's all you got to do is just write it down. You'll have a breakdown. You'll have steps to complete them. And then you can pat yourself on the back once each step is completed, man. Well, we are done here. That is, I think that's chapter 3. I think that's the ending of chapter 3. Let me check to make sure. Yes, it is. That is the end of chapter 3, man. We'll be on chapter 4 next week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all next Tuesday. Peace.
Feel like they tryna box me in, so I keep a small circle around me, so fuck friends, I kept it real.